for guaranteed accuracy, nitride for guaranteed rust proofing, and a rifle guaranteed to be the best muzzleloader you've ever shot. CBA, it's just a better gun.
All right, welcome back everyone. This week's Picture of the Week is being brought to you by Flowers Deer Processing, and they're busy already.
They are. And when that juvenile hunt comes up next weekend, you better.
Yeah, well, they'll be hiring new folks.
They will. They'll be wide open.
What you got for us there, Brandon?
Well, our first picture this week, this is from Jimmy Choate. And we get a lot of pictures from him of fish a lot of times, but he wanted to share this picture of an Old Hickory Lake sunset with us. And that is a really pretty picture. So we appreciate that picture from Jimmy. And our next picture here, so you thought I ran out of turkey pictures, didn't you? This is Wade Goddard sent us this picture, and this is his brother that he said is known as the Goat Man. And this is a gobbler that he got this past spring while they were hunting together. So congratulations to him on that bird. And our next picture here, this is a picture of Eugene Holman and his grandson Parker Vantrease while they were in the stand on this year's velvet hunt. So want to say hi to them tonight. Thank you guys for watching.
That's right.
And then right here at the end, this is Darren Walker, and back in August of 2017, Darren was injured. I believe it was through work, but he was badly injured, and he does a lot of tournament fishing and things like that. And he was told he might not be able to do any tournament fishing again. But this is a picture of him when he got back on the water in March of 2018, and he's been doing well ever since. So I want to say congratulations to Darren on that.
Darren's back fishing.
He's back and wide open again.
Yeah.
So want to say hi to Darren tonight and congratulations to him on getting back out like he has.
You can send your pictures to us here at Southern Woods and Waters, 474 James Robertson Parkway, Nashville, Tennessee, 37219, or better yet, send them to us through Facebook is the quickest way I know.
That's right. It's about time we need to start getting those deer pictures rolling in. It's going to start happening here, I think, more and more soon. So. And
let me tell you something. I know if you've noticed, the deer pictures kind of slacked off.
Yeah.
But there's still onesie twosies, and there's still some monster bucks being taken.
There have been. I mean, this year, if you look back and compare it to most years in the past, and look at the quality of bucks that have been taken this year so far in the bow season, I mean, it's been pretty. Are you trying
to tell me that
unreal.
The 2 buck limit is working?
Something's working. There's something out there. I don't think they changed the water on us. I think it's got to be that they're getting a little bit older. But
it's that Florida strain.
It's that Florida strain deer that they brought in. I think it was the wasn't it the Michigan strain?
Yeah, the Saskatchewan strain is what we got coming up.
There have been, this past week, that picture that we had of Steve Cooper this past Thursday when you guys were out of town, that deer was just phenomenal. Several have been killed
in a part of Tennessee that hardly ever gets recognized is where he took it, in Cookeville.
And not only that, but he was in White County. That's 1 county away from Van Buren County, where Stephen Eldridge killed the big 190-inch deer we had on here last year.
That's right.
And so a lot of these areas that have not been known for big deer before, people are starting to find some big deer.
And I think it's because our hunters are being a little bit more picky about what they
are. And what I think has made such a big difference in some of the areas like White County, Van Buren, Cumberland County, up and down through there, you have a lot larger land masses there.
Yeah.
So once those deer there, they started being allowed to get a little bit older, it really started producing some of the biggest deer in the state, and that's the reason why those deer can grow just as big as the deer down here can or anywhere else. And as soon as they started getting age on them, with those bucks having the kind of land mass they have to stay hidden on and grow an age on, it's really, I'm telling you, that eastern middle Tennessee region, keep an eye out on that, because you're going to keep seeing more and more come out of that area.
And I'm going to tell you something else too. I think more and more hunters are becoming 365-day hunters instead of just seasonal. I believe they're preparing their grounds. They're watching the shows. They're learning more and more about what to do and what not to do, and they're putting food plots with higher nitrogen and more nutrients and putting out trace minerals, and they're really building their own.
Cameras have made a huge difference. We talk about them all the time, but
cameras have revolutionized.
Yeah, because people, it keeps them interested, even if just once a month, or if you have the cell cameras, just every once in a while getting a picture of a deer randomly, it's going to keep your interest perked just enough. You know,
I'll give you for instance, Brandon. We just got back. Brandon and I fished the Carl Perkins Bass Classic.
Had a great time doing it.
And want to tell the fine folks at Parable Marina, well, we had a blast.
It was great. It was really professional.
You couldn't have been any more hospitable than those folks at Carl Perkins or Parable Marina. So big shout out to them, Rick Woods, Clay, Jordan, all of them. They did such a fine job. Gwen, Pope did an awesome job. But all those fine folks did a great job, and we really appreciate them very, very much. And I got to meet some new people, made new friends.
We did.
We both did. We made new friends, got to see some old friends. But did you see all those bass boat rigs that looked like they had big screen TVs? There'd be one guy with two, one guy had four. And I saw one guy had 4 up here where the seat is, and 2 up front where he stands.
Yeah, I mean, it really, some of those boats look like an office somewhere. You know, like some guy sitting at an office here at the studio or something. You know, I mean, it's pretty amazing,
Brandon
the electronics.
And I are looking at it going, a fish don't stand a chance. He comes across that screen, he's caught. It has gotten just, you know, the way the electronics are now is pretty amazing. So what I'm saying is that those trail cameras are our ranch units, or our hummingbird units, or our Ray Marine units.
Fish finder, you know, however you want to look at it. That's kind of how you can view it.
That's kind of how it's working. And so, you know, is it an investment? Yeah. Is it a good investment? You bet, because
it is.
Less time you waste waiting on something, and the more time you can pinpoint, the better off you're going to be.
We like to keep them right now like in transition zones. All my cameras, none of them are over food right now, none of them are over water. Every camera I've got is on a transition zone.
Okay. What's a transition zone?
What I'm looking for is an area where they're going to narrow down. Here's an example. I've got a camera that I set today where a pinch point of woods with a pond at the corner of the pinch point meets about 25 acres of bedding cover. And we took and cut a 35-foot wide strip about 250 yards long down the edge of this field, just right around that pond, down to the bottom of the field. And what that does a lot of times when those deer are traveling, when they're wanting to get to the food plot that's on one end of that field, out of that bedding thicket, they're typically going to walk that transition area right around the point of that pond.
They like easy walking.
They do, and they like points. They like where multiple things come together. If you've got a grown-up field meets a thicket of woods, meets a cut food plot, you know, meets a cutover, the more things you can be brought together there, they like that. They like habitat edge, and the more edges you have coming together. So I'll put a camera where multiple edges meet. And what I'm looking for is not necessarily a particular deer to show up on it in most cases. I'm looking for an uptick in activity on that particular camera. And so when I get ready to go hunt, you know, Friday, Saturday, whenever I get to go, I'm not necessarily know, well, this buck's in that area. I mean, I'd love to know that, but if I know I've seen 50% more pictures on this camera at this spot right here, I'm going to go hunt that area this week.
It's a higher productive.
It is. It's just there's more deer moving through there, so there's more chance of what you want to move through there. I don't care if all you've seen all week is does and spikes, whatever, it doesn't matter. If there's more deer moving through there, then there's a higher chance he'll come through there.
Well, before we had the down scans and the 360s and you know, multi-scans, we would look for transitions between big rock and little rock, like pea gravel and big slate rock, and that was where we would fish for brown fish, smallmouth or largemouth, but you always look for those transitions. And you could imagine what it was doing outside the water, that's what it would continue to do under the water. So you really didn't need to see anything like that. So what you're in essence saying is the same thing that we are. I like transition zones where you got pine or cedar up against hardwoods.
Same concept. Yep.
They will walk between those two.
Right down the edge of it.
Right down the edge of it. So if you got a place that's got that, don't disregard it, because I promise you that's a highway.
Yeah, any kind of transition zone.
Saddles. You remember we used to hunt saddles.
That's what we hunt in LBL all the time. All the time. Saddles most of the time.
Because that's the easiest place for a deer to cross. That's not to be seen.
Yeah.
He wants to cross where it's the lowest that he can possibly get.
He can walk right beside the road in one of those saddles, and you can drive past him and never know he's there.
That's right.
And that's where they feel comfortable.
That's what it's all about. So,
well, we're going to go over and do this week's product of the week. This week's product of the week is being sponsored by Caney Fork Outdoors. You can go see them right here at Donaldson Plaza, the Donaldson Plaza Shopping Center, or better yet, go see them right there at the Big Rock Market at the Center Hill Dam exit.
And we have got one that we're really wanting to harp on.
We're excited about this.
This is a great deal, a great time for us. Prime One, and I want to explain that it's PRYM, the number 1.camo. Prime1.camo. Check them out on their website. But Brandon, I talked to the lady that owns this. She's the creator of all these patterns. She is a wildlife artist, a world-renowned wildlife artist, by the way, and these are manufactured in Tennessee.
That's what that's what drew us to it immediately. Was that it's made right here in Tennessee. It's a Tennessee-based company, and we work with several other Tennessee-based companies. Are really what we like to work with, and we're really excited to be working with these.
Well, this is their woodland camo.
Yes, this is the woodland pattern.
There's like 10 or 12 different patterns that you can choose from. You and I were talking before the show. There's a blaze orange. There's a mist. They even have fishing camouflage.
Yeah.
So, go to prime1.com and check them out, because I promise you, you're going to like this. But this is like the early season turkey, fall. They've got one that's even more woody, that has less green in it for late winter type season. So they've got any pattern. What she did is she explains in her website is she studied the leopard. And she got all the patterns from studying leopards.
They can hide pretty good.
They can hide, and they can hide. But give them a call or check them out and tell them you saw it right here on Southern Woods and Waters. Prime1camo.com. I'll get it right.
He'll get it here in a minute.
I'll get it here in a minute.
We're going to take a quick break, guys, and when we come back, we're going to open the phone lines and have some more Southern Woods and Waters.